Gentlemen, I want to have an honest conversation with you today. Not the kind filled with miracle promises or quick fixes, but a real conversation about something that matters deeply. How you feel in your own body, in your own mind, and in your own life as the years go by. If you've noticed that your energy isn't what it used to be, that your mornings feel heavier, that your body responds more slowly than before, I want you to know something important. You're not broken, you're not failing, and this isn't the beginning of an inevitable decline. What you're experiencing is your body asking you a question. It's asking, are you going to take care of me now? Are you going to give me what I need to keep going strong? And the beautiful truth is this: your body, even at 50, 60, 70, or beyond, has an extraordinary capacity to respond when you answer that question with intention. I've spent my career studying the connection between mind and body, between our emotions and our physical health. And what I've learned has given me profound respect for the human capacity to heal, to adapt, and to thrive at any age. Today, I want to share that knowledge with you because I believe every man deserves to understand what's actually happening inside him and what he can genuinely do about it. Here's something most men don't realize. Your body is constantly communicating with you. Every symptom, every change, every moment of fatigue or discomfort is part of an ongoing dialogue. The problem is that most of us were never taught how to listen. When you wake up feeling tired despite sleeping 8 hours, your body is telling you something. When your mood feels flat for no apparent reason, that's information. When your motivation disappears or your focus wavers, these aren't random failures, they're signals. The question isn't whether your body is talking to you. It always is. The question is whether you're paying attention. After 50, this conversation becomes more urgent. Your body has less margin for error. The habits that you could get away with at 30, the poor sleep, the constant stress, the neglected nutrition, they start to accumulate interest, and your body begins sending louder signals. But here's what I want you to understand. These signals aren't punishments, they're invitations. They're your body asking you to finally pay attention, to finally prioritize your well-being, to finally become an active participant in your own health rather than a passive observer. And when you accept that invitation, remarkable things become possible. Let me explain what's genuinely occurring in your body as you age, because understanding this is the first step toward addressing it effectively. First, let's talk about testosterone. Yes, testosterone levels do decline with age. This is a biological reality. After 30, most men experience a gradual decrease of about 1 to 2% per year. By 50 or 60, this cumulative decline can affect energy, mood, muscle mass, and yes, sexual function. But here's what the sensationalized health content won't tell you. This decline is not a cliff, it's a gentle slope. And more importantly, lifestyle factors have an enormous influence on how steep that slope becomes. Men who maintain regular physical activity, manage their stress effectively, sleep well, and eat nutritiously often maintain testosterone levels comparable to men decades younger. The research on this is clear and consistent. Your choices matter more than your birth certificate. Second, let's discuss your cardiovascular system. Your heart and blood vessels are the foundation of everything. Every organ in your body, including your brain and your reproductive organs, depends on healthy blood flow. As we age, our blood vessels can become stiffer and less responsive. Plaque can accumulate. The smooth flow of blood that we took for granted in youth requires more conscious support. But again, this isn't inevitable destiny. It's responsive to how you live. Regular movement, a diet rich in vegetables, fish, nuts, and olive oil, maintaining healthy blood pressure and cholesterol, managing stress, these things genuinely protect and even restore vascular health. Third, there's your nervous system and stress response. This is my particular area of focus, and I cannot overstate its importance. Chronic stress is one of the most damaging forces acting on the male body after 50. When you live in a constant state of alertness, when cortisol floods your system day after day, everything suffers. Your immune function, your digestion, your sleep, your testosterone, your mental clarity, your emotional stability. The good news is that your nervous system is remarkably plastic. It can be retrained. You can learn to shift from chronic stress into calm, and when you do, your entire body responds with gratitude. Over years of clinical experience and research, I've come to understand that sustainable vitality after 50 rests on 4 interconnected pillars. Neglect any one of them, and the others will eventually suffer. Strengthen all 4, and you create a foundation that can support you for decades to come. I don't say exercise, because that word has become loaded with images of gyms, equipment, and athletic performance. What your body actually needs is simpler and more fundamental. It needs to move. Human beings evolved to walk miles every day, to lift, carry, climb, and bend. Our bodies are designed for consistent, varied physical activity. When we deny them this, when we sit for 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day, they begin to break down. The research is unambiguous. Regular physical activity, even moderate activity like daily walking, is one of the most powerful interventions available for healthy aging. It maintains muscle mass, supports bone density, improves cardiovascular health, enhances insulin sensitivity, boosts mood, sharpens cognition, and yes, supports healthy testosterone levels. You don't need to become an athlete. You need to become someone who moves every single day. Walk for 30 minutes each morning, take the stairs, garden, dance with your partner, play with your grandchildren, do bodyweight exercises in your living room, swim, cycle, stretch. The specific activity matters less than the consistency. Find movement you enjoy and do it daily. Your body will thank you in ways you cannot yet imagine. What you eat becomes what you are. This isn't poetry, it's biochemistry. Every cell in your body is built from and fueled by the food you consume. Feed yourself poorly and you give your body poor materials to work with. Feed yourself well and you provide the raw ingredients for health, energy, and vitality. After fifth theta, nutrition becomes even more critical. Your body's ability to absorb certain nutrients decreases. Your need for protein to maintain muscle mass increases. Your tolerance for inflammatory foods, the processed sugars, the refined oils, the excessive alcohol decreases. The principles of healthy eating aren't complicated, though the diet industry has tried to make them seem so. Eat real food, primarily plants, in reasonable amounts. Include quality protein at every meal. Prioritize vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, seeds, whole grains, fish, and olive oil. Minimize processed foods, added sugars, and excessive alcohol. The Mediterranean diet, which has been my cultural heritage, has been studied extensively and consistently shows benefits for cardiovascular health, cognitive function, longevity, and yes, sexual health. This isn't about restriction or deprivation, it's about abundance of the right things. And please, stay hydrated. Many men walk around chronically dehydrated without realizing it. Water is essential for every bodily function. Drink more of it. I cannot tell you how many men I've met who treat sleep as optional, as something to be minimized so they can be more productive. This is one of the most self-destructive beliefs in modern culture. Sleep is not passive. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. It's when your brain consolidates memories and clears metabolic waste. It's when your hormones, including testosterone, are produced and regulated. It's when your immune system strengthens and your cardiovascular system recovers. Chronic sleep deprivation is associated with virtually every negative health outcome you can name. Heart disease, diabetes, obesity, cognitive decline, depression, weakened immunity, and yes, reduced testosterone and sexual function. After fifta, sleep often becomes more challenging. You may wake more frequently, sleep more lightly, or struggle to fall asleep. These changes require attention, not resignation. Create conditions that support good sleep. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Establish a consistent sleep schedule. Avoid screens for an hour before bed. Limit caffeine after noon. Manage stress through the techniques I'll describe shortly. If you snore heavily or suspect sleep apnea, get evaluated, because untreated sleep disorders are devastatingly harmful. Rest also extends beyond nighttime sleep. Your body needs periods of recovery during the day. Short breaks, moments of quiet, time without stimulation or productivity pressure. Build these into your life. The fourth pillar, connection. This is the pillar most often overlooked in discussions of men's health, and it may be the most important of all. Human beings are social creatures. We evolved in tribes, in families, in communities of mutual support and belonging. Our nervous systems are literally designed to regulate themselves through connection with others. Loneliness and social isolation are not just unpleasant, they are physiologically harmful. Research shows that chronic loneliness increases inflammation, weakens immunity, elevates stress hormones, and significantly increases risk of cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, and early death. Some studies suggest loneliness is as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. After 50, men often find their social circles shrinking. Work relationships end with retirement. Friends move away or pass on. Children become busy with their own lives. Many men have never developed the skills or habits of maintaining close friendships, independent of work or shared activities. This requires conscious attention. Reach out to old friends. Join groups or clubs aligned with your interests. Volunteer in your community. Deepen your relationship with your partner through quality time and meaningful conversation. If you have faith, engage with your spiritual community. And please, don't confuse digital connection with real connection. Social media and online interaction do not provide the nervous system regulation that comes from genuine human presence. Make time for face-to-face relationships. Everything I've described so far addresses physical health through physical means. But there's another dimension that's equally important, perhaps more so. It's the connection between your thoughts, emotions, and bodily function. Your brain and body are not separate systems. They are one integrated whole, constantly influencing each other. What you think affects how you feel physically. How you feel physically affects what you think. Your emotional state directly impacts your hormones, your immune function, your cardiovascular health, and your energy. Chronic stress, anxiety, and unresolved emotional pain don't just make you feel bad mentally, they create genuine physical harm. Elevated cortisol suppresses testosterone. Chronic inflammation damages blood vessels. Muscle tension creates pain. Poor emotional health disrupts sleep, which cascades into everything else. This is why I always tell my patients that addressing mental and emotional health isn't optional or secondary, it's fundamental. You cannot optimize your physical health while ignoring your psychological well-being. What does this mean practically? Learn to manage stress. This might involve meditation, deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, time in nature, journaling, prayer, or professional support. Find what works for you and practice it consistently. Address unresolved emotional issues. Many men carry decades of suppressed grief, anger, shame, or fear. These emotions don't disappear when ignored. They lodge in your body and create ongoing harm. Consider working with a therapist or counselor to process what you've been carrying. Cultivate positive emotional states. Gratitude, joy, love, awe, peace. These aren't luxuries, they're health interventions. When you experience positive emotions, your body produces different chemical messengers than when you experience negative ones. Make time for activities and relationships that genuinely bring you joy. And be compassionate with yourself. Many men were raised to be self-critical, to push through pain, to never show weakness. This internal harshness creates chronic stress. Learning to treat yourself with kindness isn't soft. It's scientifically supported health behavior. I know many of you have been exposed to content promising that certain foods, supplements, or morning rituals can rapidly restore youthful vitality. I want to address this directly and honestly. Are there foods that support health? Absolutely. A diet rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, quality protein, and micronutrients genuinely matters. Are there supplements that can address specific deficiencies? Yes. If you're low in vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, or B vitamins, supplementation can help. A good multivitamin as insurance is reasonable for many people. Are there some natural compounds with modest evidence for specific benefits? Yes. Things like omega-3 fatty acids, certain adaptogens, and some traditional remedies have scientific support for particular applications. But here's what I need you to understand. None of these are magic. None of them substitute for the foundational pillars I've described. No supplement will overcome a sedentary lifestyle, chronic sleep deprivation, poor diet, constant stress, or social isolation. The promises you see in advertisements, the one simple trick or ancient secret that will transform you in days, these are marketing, not medicine. They exploit your desire for easy solutions to sell you products. Real health is built through consistent and glamorous daily choices. It's built through walking every day, not through a special powder. It's built through eating vegetables at every meal, not through a miracle capsule. It's built through sleeping enough, managing stress, and maintaining relationships, not through any shortcut. I say this not to discourage you, but to empower you. Because the truth is more hopeful than the marketing. You don't need to buy anything special. You don't need access to expensive treatments or exotic ingredients. Everything you need to transform your health is already available to you. It requires only your decision and your consistency. While lifestyle is foundational, I also want to acknowledge that sometimes medical intervention is appropriate and helpful. If you're experiencing significant symptoms, whether fatigue, mood changes, sexual dysfunction, or anything else, please see a doctor. Get proper evaluation. Some men have genuinely low testosterone that benefits from treatment. Some have sleep apnea, thyroid dysfunction, cardiovascular issues, or other conditions that require medical attention. Don't let pride or fear prevent you from seeking help. And don't let the existence of lifestyle solutions make you think medical care is never needed. Both are true, both matter. Find a physician who takes your concerns seriously, who looks at you as a whole person, and who partners with you in your health rather than just writing prescriptions. They exist, and you deserve that kind of care. I want to close with something that goes beyond physical health, because I don't believe vitality is ultimately about biology alone. When men come to me concerned about their energy or their strength, there's often something deeper underneath. It's not just that their body feels different, it's that they're questioning their purpose, their relevance, their identity as they age. In a culture that worships youth and productivity, growing older can feel like a loss of value. Men who define themselves through work face retirement like an identity crisis. Men who define themselves through physical strength or sexual prowess feel diminished as these change. But here's what I believe deeply. The measure of a man is not his testosterone level. It's not his physical performance. It's not his productivity. The measure of a man is his character, his wisdom, his capacity for love, his contribution to those around him, his integrity, his presence. And these things do not decline with age. They can deepen. They can grow richer. The man you become at 70 can be more valuable, more impactful, more needed than the man you were at 30, if you let yourself become that man. So as you take care of your body, I invite you also to tend your soul. What do you want your life to mean? What wisdom have you gained that you can share? What relationships need your attention? What contribution can you still make? Purpose is one of the most powerful predictors of longevity and healthy aging that researchers have identified. Men who have a reason to get up in the morning, who feel that their lives matter, who are oriented towards something beyond themselves, these men live longer and live better. Don't just survive your later decades. Use them. Fill them with meaning. Leave something behind that matters. If you've listened this far, something in you is ready to change. That readiness is precious. Don't waste it. You don't need to transform everything at once. That's overwhelming and unsustainable. Instead, choose one thing, one pillar, one change, and commit to it for the next 30 days. Maybe you'll walk every morning. Maybe you'll add vegetables to every meal. Maybe you'll establish a bedtime routine that supports sleep. Maybe you'll reach out to a friend you've lost touch with. Maybe you'll start a simple breathing practice to manage stress. Choose one thing that feels meaningful and achievable. Do it consistently for 30 days. Then add another, and another. Over time, these small changes compound into transformation. Your body wants to be well. It's designed for health. It's waiting for you to partner with it rather than neglect it or fight against it. And you deserve this. Not because you have to earn it through suffering or perfection. Simply because you're alive. Simply because you matter. Simply because your remaining years, however many they are, deserve to be lived with energy, clarity, and joy. Take care of yourself, gentlemen. Not someday, today. Because today is what you have, and today is enough to begin. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to share it with another man who might need to hear it. We're all walking this path together, learning as we go. And sometimes, the most powerful medicine is simply knowing we're not alone.